There is big news in the Middle East regarding Israel and Lebanon. We will discuss all the details without biasing. On the 5th of June, an exploratory vessel arrived in the Karish gas field. The vessel, sent by the English energy conglomerate Energen, was there to explore and eventually extract gas for Israel. The arrival of the vessel set off alarm bells in Lebanon. On Monday, Lebanon's President Michel Aoun said that he was discussing steps to confront the attempts of the Israeli enemy to raise tensions on the southern maritime borders. His critics released statements lambasting him, and the Lebanese caretaker PM is conceding Lebanon's natural mineral wealth to its southern neighbor. Hezbollah, a militia based in Lebanon's south, took a harsher tone. In an interview with Reuters, a Hezbollah official said that it was ready to take action, including force, against Israeli gas explorations in disputed waters. Just a day earlier on Sunday, Israel announced that maritime vessels, in addition to a naval version of the Iron Dome missile defense system, would be deployed to protect the gas excavation site in Karish. The sudden escalation in tensions was years in the making. Israel and Lebanon have fought over how exactly to demarcate their maritime border for well over a decade now, with little progress to show for it. At stake are potentially hundreds of billions of dollars. Lebanon's offshore oil and gas reserves alone are estimated to be valued at around $250 billion, or about 8 times Lebanon's GDP in 2020. Lebanon and Israel disagree over where their shared border lies, as a difference of a few hundred square kilometers could mean billions in lost fuel. The two sides, despite countless rounds of negotiations, have very little common ground. They do not even agree on how much of the area is actually disputed. On Tuesday, Lebanon's government invited the American energy envoy, Amos Hochstein, who acts as the mediator between Israel and Lebanon, to Beirut to discuss completing the negotiations. Quote, "What is the status of the negotiations?" Amos Hochstein was last in Beirut in February, where he concluded a series of shuttle diplomacy-style meetings with Lebanon and Israel. Before leaving, he told a local Lebanese media outlet that the two sides were, at a moment of narrowing those gaps towards a deal. All involved parties have been mum on the border demarcation file since then. Hochstein has not divulged what the potential deal between the two countries involved, and given recent tensions, it seems gaps still persist. A Lebanese source with knowledge of the negotiations told the New Arab in February that the proposed deal involved a resource swap. Such a deal, the source said, would see Lebanon and Israel divide the resources in the disputed zone equally between themselves. Though the specifics of such a plan have yet to be decided, the source said that one such swap could be the Lebanese dropping their claim to the Karish gas field, in exchange for getting the entirety of the Kana gas field.